Hello, hello, my beautiful family. I'm your host, Mimi Talut, and welcome back to Make Your Time Matter. I am so happy to have you here, so happy to be hanging out with you guys. Last time when we hung out, it was just an introduction, but today we are getting down to business. I am so happy to be recording this episode. This is the very first episode of the podcast. I guess I can say official episode. We're going to be discussing a very important topic today. It's a topic that is very dear to me, very important to me. And I thought that it's a good idea to start the podcast with this topic. And the topic for today is believing in yourself. Why did I decide to talk about this topic? Honestly speaking, I feel like before we can start living a life that we truly want, a life that will bring us happiness, a life of success, there are certain foundational mindset that we need to establish. We can't just wake up and boom, everything just fall into place working perfectly. There's a process. And one of the first foundational mindset that I honestly believe that can really help us out when it comes to accomplishing our goals and our dreams is believing in yourself. You have to believe in yourself before you can go after your dreams. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you will have self doubt. Therefore, you might not even go after that dream, which is why I think this topic is such an important topic. And we are going to discuss it today. I know a lot of people don't believe in themselves. I know I used to be that way. It can be very easy to criticize ourselves or to like have self-doubt, but I'm here to tell you that you can do it. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, you can definitely do it. You just have to start by believing in yourself. I think we can all agree that self-belief is a very powerful tool that we can use to our advantage to accomplish our dreams. Now, I'm just going to give you guys a quick breakdown of the episode. We're going to talk about my personal journey with self-belief, why believing in yourself is important. And then I'm going to share 7 practical tips that you guys can use to build your own self-belief. My goal for the episode is basically to inspire you to trust in yourself and trust in your ability to go after what you want in life. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now I'm going to share my personal journey when it comes to self-believing. So where do I start? Well, let's start from the beginning, how I was someone who didn't believe in herself. Now I do, but beforehand, I didn't. And if I am being honest, I think I started believing in myself in college. That means most of my teenage year when I was in like elementary, high school, middle school, I didn't believe in myself. Quite frankly, I had low self-esteem, I can say. So I started believing in myself in college. And how it started is that I was taking sociology, and in one of my sociology class, I remember one of my professor, he was teaching us about the human brain, basically, like about how the human brain works, about how whatever we feed our brain will kind of like put it into action, like if we're telling ourselves we can do something, we're gonna eventually be able to do it. And if we're doing the opposite, telling ourselves that we can't do it, we won't be able to do it. I'm not a science person. I'm not gonna go into detail about the brain. But one thing that that professor said to me, well, not to me, to the class, that kind of stood out and it kind of like stayed with me for a while was that you can accomplish anything you want in life. You just have to believe you can do it. He didn't say it in those exact words. That's just a summary. But that was something I needed to hear at that time. And that statement stayed with me for a while. That statement had a very big impact in my life. Till this day, I live by that statement. And yeah, I didn't believe in myself and he said that. And I started thinking, I'm like, wow, that's very powerful. I can do anything I put my mind into. Honestly speaking, I didn't believe I could do anything I wanted. So me being me, I'm like, I'm going to put it to the test, okay? I'm going to see if I can tell my brain or tell myself that I'm going to do something, stay positive, and see if I will eventually do it. Um, the, At the time, I really wanted to learn how to install my own weave. For those of you who don't know what weave is, it's hair extension that you pretty much sew in your hair. So I always was interested in doing my own hair, doing my own weave, because I always had to pay for it. And let me tell you, it was expensive. And as a broke college student, that would save me so much money if I can learn how to do my hair. A lot of my friends were already doing their hair. Sometimes I had to pay my friends to do it for me. And I always thought it was impressive. But for the longest time, I used to tell myself, yeah, I can't do my hair because I'm not talented. But after that statement from my professor, I changed the script. I was like, okay, I can do it. I can do my hair, and I'm going to install my own weave. I started telling myself that almost every day. But even though I was telling myself that over and over again, there was still a little doubt. I didn't really believe that I could do it. I was doubting myself, but I still told myself that I was going to do it. So I started watching YouTube video of people, installing their own weave, what kind of tool I needed to install the weave. I was like, I'm going to do it during the summer because I will be away from most of my friends. And if I fail, that's okay because I'm going to be home. I'll just be embarrassed at home with my family and nobody had to see it. Nobody will know. So you can tell that I was doubting myself still, even though I was telling myself I'm going to install the weave, I still had some doubt. Eventually, when that summer came, I got all the equipment and I installed my weave. I was so proud of myself. You don't understand. That little experience, that little result carried so much weight in my life because after I successfully installed my own weave, I literally breathe believing in yourself. After that day, it was a different me. There was nothing I couldn't accomplish. And for the longest time, I've been living up to that statement. As you can see, I have a very positive experience with it. And this is why I'm sharing this story with you now. If you're one of those people who's doubting yourself, who's saying you can't do this, trust me, start believing in yourself. Change those script, okay? Change the I can't to yes, I can. So yes, that's my little story of believing in myself. I didn't used to believe in myself. I tested the theory and it worked. And I didn't only use it for installing weave. I use it for everything. I want a career. I say I believe in myself and I say I'm going for it. I went for it. I got it. I'm going on a job interview. Same thing. I believe in myself. I'm going to get the job. I went. I got the job. Now, I'm not saying that every interview I went and every job that I went for, I got. No. Some of the interviews I didn't get, okay? But I didn't let that stop me. Instead, I take it as an experience, you can say. It was like, okay, I didn't do good in this interview. I failed at this project, but it's okay. Maybe it wasn't for me. Let's go to the next level. Let's do the next thing, which is what I did. And I did all that because I believed in myself. And I knew that, yeah, just because I failed this interview, it's not the end for me. Something better is in store for me. So I'm here to encourage you today to start believing in yourself, go after what you want in life, and trust the process. I've used believing in myself for everything. I just tell myself, I'm a world traveler. And before you know it, I'm actually traveling the world. Like, to me, it's amazing, especially coming from Haiti and living in the US and now traveling, going to different country. Like, to me, that's amazing. I honestly never thought I could do all those things, but I believe in myself. I push myself. I take a chance on myself. I go after what I want and I'm getting results. If I can do it, you can do it. This is why I'm sharing this little story with you guys. I really hope you guys got something or learned something from my story. If you don't believe in yourself, who's going to believe in you? You have to start believing in yourself and trusting that you can do the thing that you said you want to do. So basically, if you are listening to me and there's something you've been procrastinating on, like a project or a goal you've been trying to accomplish or something you're trying to learn, whatever you're working on, whatever you've been doubting yourself about, trust in yourself, believing in yourself, believe you can do it, build some courage, tell yourself that you can do it, and then go for it, and you will see results. Okay. I want to talk about why believing in yourself is important. I feel like once you start believing in yourself, you will be more confident. Because if you believe in yourself and you always like pushing yourself and you tell yourself you can do all those things, you build a confident a confidence that kind of like you will be more prone to put yourself out there. You'll be more prone to take risk and go after what you want because you're confident, you trust in yourself, and you know you can do anything. So you'll put yourself out there and you will go after what you want in life. One quote that I saw online that I thought would be really nice to share with you guys is that when you believe in yourself, you're giving yourself permission to grow, fail, and try again, which is basically what I just talk about with my personal experience. That's life. Life is all about taking risks, fail, and starting over. And you can't be afraid of failing, like you're gonna fail in life. Don't take your failure as a sign that you should give up. No. Your failure is a sign that you're actually doing something right and you fail, now you're going to learn from it and you're going to keep pushing. Another reason why believing in yourself is important is that when you believe in yourself, you become resilient. It's kind of like you might start a project and something might happen that prevent you from going forward or preventing you from advancing the way you wanted to. Okay, like there's like a setback. It might be like you have to pause for a minute or you have to make some changes, and that's okay, because with that resilience, you're gonna have a strength and you're not gonna give up. You're gonna accept the changes and you're just gonna keep pushing. When you believe in yourself, you can inspire people around you to do the same. You become positive and you start developing a growth mindset. With that being said, when you see people around you or not trusting in themselves to go after what they want, you will encourage them, you will push them to trust in themselves. Therefore, you start to have an impact on people because either you're encouraging them or people are observing you and learning from your action. I think those three key points are why I think believing in yourself is very important. I hope it's making sense. And last but not least, I want to share 7 practical tips with you guys so that you can build your own self-belief. Tip number 1, celebrate small wins. So basically, don't belittle your progress. When you're doing something in life, every little step counts. No matter how small it may seem, it's an important step. So be compassionate and tell yourself that you did a good job. Every little step counts, and just celebrate it. And the big things are gonna feel even more rewarding. Practice affirmation. You probably heard it from various podcasts. You probably see a bunch of affirmation on Pinterest, on social media. And let me tell you, if you're seeing all these affirmations, that's a sign. Affirmation work, guys. Start practicing affirmations to start building your self-belief, to start building your confidence, and to start going after your dream and what you want in life. Make a list of your affirmations and read them to yourself. A quick example, I didn't used to believe in myself. So an affirmation for me would be like, I believe in myself. And I will tell myself that every day or as often as I can until I believe it. Number 3, set realistic goals. Now that one is a good one. Just be realistic with yourself and set your goals and make sure it's something that you are able to accomplish. So an example would be me with the podcast. I know I have a busy schedule and I know with all the things I'm doing, right now I am unable to record and air an episode every week. So I decided to do one every 2 weeks. It's kind of like that. Know what you're capable of, know what your schedule can allow you to do. So just be real with yourself and set realistic goals. Learn from your setbacks. Like I said in life, nothing goes as planned. Things gonna happen that's gonna cause a setback. Don't get angry and just learn. We are all learning. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Just be patient with ourselves. Don't give up when you fail. You will go through life. You will make mistakes. You will fail. Just don't use it as a negative source to bring yourself down or to create self-doubt. Just see it as a learning opportunity so that you can move on to the next step. Accept changes as they come. Changes will happen. I can give you guys a quick example with the podcast again. Before I started the podcast, I wanted to do a blog. Make Your Time Matter was supposed to be a blog. I even purchased the domain name, and I honestly started, writing the blog out. If I was going to blog, I would need someone to constantly proofreading my stuff. And quite frankly, I just don't have it on my budget to pay somebody to proofread my stuff. So I decided, you know what, since my grammar is not that good and I can't really afford to have somebody proofread my stuff, maybe I should give a podcast a try. And here we are. Last but not least, surround yourself with positive people. You need positive people in your life. Don't hang out with people who are negative, people who always tell you, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't afford that. Those people are not your friends. Those people don't have you in their best interest. I don't know if I said that right, but anyways, surround yourself with positive people, people who's gonna motivate you to go after your dreams, people who, when you fail, they're gonna tell you it's okay, keep going. People who's gonna encourage you to go after what you want in life. So these are some tips that I wanted to share with you guys. So hopefully you guys can practice them and see how it goes. Before logging off, I want to remind you guys that before you can accomplish anything in life, you have to start by believing in yourself. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something from this episode. I hope you enjoy listening to it. I enjoy recording it. Please follow us on social media. We are on Instagram at Make Your Time Matter. And if you are listening on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I get to hang out with you guys soon in the next episode. Au revoir.